The clock is ticking down, and the candidates' schedules are tightening up tonight in the U.S. presidential election. And as they enter the home stretch, the coronavirus is again roiling the race.
So thank you very much, Allentown.
I like Luzerne County. Bill, thank you.
As the candidates enter the final week of the presidential campaign, the COVID-19 pandemic is top of mind. The White House has once again been rattled by the virus after at least 5 of Vice President Pence's close aides tested positive over the weekend. White House doctors said he's considered essential personnel and cleared Mr. Pence to keep up his schedule, stumping today in Minnesota.
4 more years means more jobs in the Iron Range and all over Minnesota. 4 more years means more judges who will defend our liberties. 4 more years means more support for our police and more support for our troops.
But the rally also violated the state's COVID restrictions, as many of President Trump's campaign events have done. This comes after the U.S. set a new daily record for COVID-19 infections on Friday and nearly matched that high on Saturday, more than 83,000 new cases. President Trump continues to assure Americans the virus is under control, and he claims the number of cases is surging because the country has ramped up testing. In fact, records show testing accounts for only a small percentage of the rise in cases. But on Sunday, White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows made this concession.
We're not going to control the pandemic. We are going to control the fact that we get vaccines, therapeutics, and other mitigation
Why aren't we going to get
areas.
control?
For his part, President Trump made 3 stops today in the battleground state of Pennsylvania.
Now, Pennsylvania gets it. By the way, we win Pennsylvania, we win the whole thing. You got to get out there. You got to win. Big deal, right?
Meanwhile, this afternoon, Biden paid a brief visit to a site involved in turning out Democratic voters in Delaware County, Pennsylvania.
The bottom line is Donald Trump is the worst possible president, the worst possible person to try to lead us through this pandemic. And I don't think he just either doesn't have any idea what to do or he just doesn't care.
Joe Biden campaigned in northeastern Pennsylvania on Saturday.
Trump ran around saying he represents the forgotten man and woman in this country. I get it. But then he got elected and he immediately forgot the forgotten man.
I spoke to voters from the area, which was key in helping then-candidate Trump take the entire state back in 2016. Northeast Pennsylvania experienced the largest regional flip in the state. President Obama's roughly 36,000 vote margin in 2012 switched to an 86,000 vote margin for Mr. Trump. Jim Haig lives outside Allentown. Didn't vote for either Mr. Trump or Hillary Clinton in the last election. This year, he's voting Biden, based on what he's seen from the president.
Over time, I mean, day after day, month after month, it became evident to me that there really was no vision, that there really was no moral compass. Joe Biden was walking down the sidewalk and found somebody's wallet, he would pick it up and make sure it got back to that person immediately. Where I think Donald Trump would pick that same wallet up, take the cash and credit cards out, and just throw it back on the sidewalk.
Annie Howell is a staunch Trump supporter who lives in Luzerne County, Pennsylvania, where Mr. Biden campaigned Saturday. Howell praised the president's handling of the pandemic and the economy.
I think that he was very proactive and aggressive in his approach. I don't see how he could have done things any better at all. And I'm very in line with him wanting to reopen the economy. People are suffering.
As you know, there's a lot of comment about the president's style, the strong language he uses in going after his critics, people he disapproves of, the tweeting and so forth. Do you have thoughts about all that? Does that matter to you?
I see it as an asset. I'm not opposed to it at all. And I think a lot of people think what he's thinking, but he actually has we'll call it bravery to express it.
Leah Kasner supported Hillary Clinton in the 2016 election and was shocked by the Trump victory.
I had hoped
our institutions would be strong enough to withstand even a Donald Trump, but I fear that that has proven not to be the case.
And then along comes the pandemic, and you watched, and what did you see?
Nothing being done that needed to be done. The refusal to listen to the scientists, the belittling of it. In this area, we have many people don't take it seriously.
Kasner also praised Mr. Biden for choosing California Senator Kamala Harris as his running mate.
I think his selection of Kamala has been very good from my view of him. I really felt that he was not quite as respectful of women and of people of color as he could have been, and this has certainly changed my view of that.
Stephen Williams is a Trump supporter from Coopersburg. He says he doesn't always agree with the president's attacks on Joe Biden or his reluctance to wear a mask.
I don't like the way President demeans people. It's not very presidential. That's not my style. That bothers me, but the real reason I'm a Republican is because of abortion. The Democratic Party supports abortion, and I'm totally against it.
So thinking about the Trump presidency, how have you thought of it? What's your impression been?
I think he's kept a lot of his promises, most of them actually. I've been pleased with the economy, with the sovereign borders, with relations with China and other countries, the trade deals. I've been very pleased with what he's done so far.
With 8 days left until the election, early voting has already soared to record highs. More than 60 million people have cast ballots. That is more than the total who voted early or absentee in 2016.